Year 7, we've been working with positive and negative numbers, but only on their own. So it might be 5 plus negative 7. What we need to be able to do is actually expand that to deal with expressions with mixed questions or mixed symbols. So for example, you would know how to do your order of operations, where you do brackets first, then you do multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. It's the same when we come to having negative integers. We follow the same order of operations. We need to be careful when we see the negative that we don't confuse it for a subtraction, but the order of operations will remain the same. So here it is, mixed expressions. We simplify what's inside the brackets or the grouping symbols. We then simplify multiplication and division, moving from left to right in the question. We then simplify addition and subtraction, again moving from left to right. The exception to this is when you have a fraction question, like we saw in our little quiz, where it might be something like 7 plus 5 over the top of 7 minus 5. Remember, the fraction line means divided by, but with a question like this, you do what's on top as if it's inside the brackets, then what's underneath as if it's inside brackets, then you do the division. So that would be the only exception to this rule that we are putting to you now. Let's have a look at some examples. I'm going to draw them over on the board over there. So our first question, 4 multiplied by negative 3, negative 5. So let's write that up. What you should notice straight away is that negative 3, negative 5 is inside the brackets. Now, to be as accurate as I can be mathematically, I write it straight underneath and I do one step at a time. Negative 3, negative 5. Who can tell me what is negative 3, negative 5? What does it equal?
2.
I'm already at negative 3 on my number line, and then I'm taking another 5 away. Yes, negative 8. So I now have a positive multiplied by a negative. What must my answer be? If it's a positive multiplied by a negative, is my answer going to be positive or is it going to be negative? It is going to be negative, well done. And if it's 4 times 8, all right, so my answer will be negative. 4 times 8, what is 4 times 8?
Negative 32.
Yes, so our final answer is negative 32. For question 2, there's a few more numbers there. Again, break it down, work it through logically. But this one, I think, looks sneaky because they've snuck something in the middle of the question. So in the middle of the question, I've got my multiplication. I need to do that first before I come and do the rest. So I'm going to write it like this straight away so I don't get confused, but I know that I'm doing negative 8 times 4. Have we seen this question before?
Yes.
It's right here, isn't it? It's going to be the same. It's just the numbers are reversed, but we know in multiplication, that's how it works. So what we actually have is plus negative 32, which we could put in brackets to show it. And then over here, we've got minus 5. If I've got negative, negative, what should that actually simplify to? Yeah, plus 5. Okay, because it's negative, I'm going in the negative direction, and then I'll go opposite to that, so I actually end up going positive. All right, so we've got 7 plus negative 32 plus 5. Let's work this out. Let's do one step at a time. What's 7 plus negative 32? Effectively, it's going to be 7 minus 32, isn't it? Anyone know what that is? Want to have a guess? It's negative something big. Yes, correct. Well done. Negative 25. And then we've still got the plus 5. So if I'm at negative 25 and I add 5, what do I end up at?
Minus 20.
Negative 20. Well done. Year 7, I want you to notice, yes, I took 4 lines to work that out. But that's what we're looking for in your working. All right, there could be at least 2 marks there. If you just write the answer, you might get 1, or you've actually got a good chance of getting 0 because you haven't shown your working. So show your working. We can do it. Remember, brackets, then multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction, and working left to right. All right, you need to get this down, and then there's some work for you to do.